It wasn't that long ago that Jokic needed to be prodded to be more aggressive, that it wasn't all that unusual for him to take less than 10 shots in a game. Even in his first MVP season, he was reluctant to use the word dominate to describe how he picked opponents apart. But while he imposes his will on the game differently than other superstar centers, it is undeniable that he does it. Outside of Golden State, no team has built a system around the particular skills of its franchise player as effectively as Denver. And in much the same way, Jokic's Nuggets keep opponents on high alert at all times. He is a threat to score from everywhere, and he sees everything. Let's see what NBA players say about him. Today's video will be about what NBA players really think of Nikola Jokic. Last season, Jokic led the league in touches for the 4th straight year. Unlike virtually everybody else who gets the ball that much, though, he doesn't hold on to it for long. Jokic calls himself slow and patient, but his moves are quick and decisive. He is a dominant enough scorer to command double teams, but far too deadly a passer for that strategy to be effective. With their second and third best players sidelined, the 2021-22 Nuggets scored 117.3 points per 100 possessions when Jokic was on the court, a mark that would have led the league that season or any other one. And while some players decline defensively with increased usage, Jokic has gone the other way. The reigning back-to-back MVP finished 8th in total deflections and consistently baited players into low-percentage shots. In today's video, we will talk about what players around the league have to say about Jokic. But before we begin, make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more stories around the NBA. Let's keep rolling! Number 1. Kevin Durant. Over the summer of 2017, Kevin Durant asked an interesting question to his followers on Twitter. Let's see if y'all can evaluate your favorite player without bringing up any stats or any team achievements. Let's start with, Jokic. Durant never followed up with the tweet, but after a Warriors win over the Nuggets during the following season, a Denver journalist asked him what his impression was of the young Serbian center. Man, he's different. He's different. He's still young though. You gotta let him still develop and grow. But his feel for the game for a young player like that is different. The way he passes, the way he pushes the break, shoots the three, shoots the mid-range. Now, it's just a matter of consistently, every single day, just knowing the work habits and knowing how hard it is to lead your team every night to a W. Durant seemed to enjoy this question. He smiled and was really insightful. Jokic had a breakout season that year, and Durant correctly predicted that Jokic would dominate for a long time, as he's currently doing. Number 2. Draymond Green. As is the case with any superstar talent, there is no stopping Nikola Jokic. Players of his caliber can at times be slowed down, but ultimately they will leave their impact on the game. Despite Draymond Green's best defensive efforts, Jokic still put up monster numbers in the first round versus the Warriors, prompting Green to share high praise for Denver's big man after Golden State's series win. I told him thank you for making me better. It's an honor and a pleasure to play someone so skilled. Usually, when you have guys that talented and skilled, they're soft, and he's far, far from soft. He's an absolutely incredible player, Draymond said. The two players had some intense battles throughout the series, but the respect remained mutual. Giving up significant size, Draymond had to use his defensive savvy to help slow Jokic down, and he did a relatively good job. While Jokic still got his, as to be expected, he was unable to entirely take over the series in ways that he has in years prior. Again, this is far from an indictment on Jokic, who put up monster numbers without his two co-stars. But Draymond certainly deserves a lot of credit for making him work especially hard. Number 3. Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid had an incredible season, but Jokic was equally impressive, and the Nuggets star won the MVP award for the second consecutive season. When asked about losing out on the award again, Embiid started by congratulating Jokic. Then he went on a long rant about media members and the way the MVP voting works. This is something that I knew weeks ago. I just knew it wasn't going to happen. Obviously, congrats to Nikola. He deserved it. He had an amazing season. There's no right or wrong. There was a lot of candidates. It could have gone either way. Giannis Antetokounmpo, Devin Booker being on the best team in the league by far. I guess every year it's all about whatever you guys, the media, decide. Whatever fits the narrative as far as who's going to win. Jokic was still deserving of the honor, especially considering he led a severely depleted Nuggets team, which was without Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. for much of the season to the playoffs. The 27-year-old also improved upon his numbers from the 2020-21 season when he won his first MVP award. He averaged a career-high 27.1 points and 13.8 rebounds, in addition to 7.9 assists and 1.5 steals in 74 regular season games. Number 4. DeMarcus Cousins. Denver Nuggets ex-backup center DeMarcus Cousins felt teammate Nikola Jokic and LA Lakers star Russell Westbrook are the two most disrespected league MVPs. Cousins reserved high praise for Jokic following the Nuggets' season-ending Game 5 loss to the Golden State Warriors, saying, "I've always respected him, Jokic. The only reason he was even on my radar, just being honest. He's an incredible talent, probably one of the most, outside of Russ, probably one of the most disrespected MVPs in this league. Incredible, incredible talent. His game speaks for itself." Nikola Jokic is arguably one of the top 5 players in the NBA right now. However, he isn't spoken about or given as much attention as a league MVP generally receives. Moreover, despite having similar stats from his MVP campaign this year, the Joker didn't receive enough recognition. Number 5. Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray has had a front-row seat to Nikola Jokic's greatness in Denver, and he blasted fans who hated on the big man during a previous season. How much more do you want him to do? He has to basically go up and dunk between his legs for you guys to be happy. He does everything that a winning team and a championship team needs, and it's self-explanatory. He's the most valuable player every time he steps on the court. Murray makes some excellent points. Just because Jokic doesn't go up and dunk between his legs doesn't mean he's not an MVP. Number 6. Jimmy Butler. There's no doubt that sometimes incidents and altercations in the NBA get physical due to heated tempers. That has previously happened during last season in a Nuggets Heat game. During that game, Heat forward Marcus Morris committed a dirty foul on Nuggets center Nikola Jokic. As a result, Nikola Jokic shoved him in the back, which led to Markieff Morris missing a lot of games. That incident has led to what is perceived as a rivalry featuring Nikola Jokic and his siblings against the Miami Heat. However, Jimmy Butler has claimed otherwise and added, "I don't think that's a rivalry. It sounds good, but I don't even want to get into it. He's a hell of a player," Butler said. It seems as though Jimmy Butler isn't holding any grudges against Jokic. There seems to be a similar sentiment from other players on the Heat. Respected Heat veteran Udonis Haslem previously came to Nikola Jokic's defense after the incident, claiming that Jokic isn't a bad guy. Obviously, in a situation like that, alpha males and reactions take over. A couple of days later, we all want what's best for everybody. I don't think Jokic is a bad guy. I actually love him as a basketball player, and I love him as a person. I think he's a really good guy. I think emotions just got the best of everybody. Jokic is a very talented player who can do almost anything on the court. He's not as flashy as others, he's not the most popular among fans and the media, but he knows how to play basketball and be effective with his strengths. And what is your opinion? Do you think Jokic is the best player in the league? Can he win yet another MVP this year? I would love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comments. Oh, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more amazing NBA content. Thanks for watching!